All right, I'm in a bathroom that was started by another contractor. They were fired from the job. I'm coming in to save the day. They had laid these tiles down, and a lot of the grout lines weren't even. They'd be an eighth on one side, but a 16th on the other. And there was also edges where you could feel the tile where they weren't flush. And the homeowner started wondering what was going on. And the other thing was his sheetrock skills were lagging. I don't know if you could see, but that wall is... But that's his finished product after it was painted. I wonder if you could... If I stand back, maybe you could get a better view of it. But it's a very crooked wall. It's bowed. And the other thing is the shower pan, it was really lumpy and bumpy, and if you don't have something smooth, it's hard to lay tile down and make it smooth. I took you got a big tall level here, and when I get it plumb, it touches in some spots, but there is a very large dip right here. And I'll get it plumb so we can see where it's plumb. But as you can see, there's I don't know if you can see it, there's a gap where it's tied down the wall here, but there's a 1/4 inch gap up there. It makes it really hard to put tile on your walls if they're not plumb. They can be off a little bit, like an eighth, but I want to go more than that, because when you put the thin set on, you could float them out and get them level that way. But if you start with a plumb and a level surface to begin with, your tile goes in a lot easier. Also, one thing that the homeowner noticed is that's already been sealed in a wall. Your shower nozzle shouldn't be doing that. It's the dog ear. It should be bolted to the structure. I don't know how that's attached. We'll open it up. And then, if you look down, there's multiple problems here. One, I see a catch edge where that pipe is. And two, I could also tell that is an 1.5 inch pipe. That is a very, very narrow pipe. On a walk-in shower, you need a 2-inch drain. This should be way bigger than that. And I can tell, if you look straight down, I'm gonna get the camera straight down, the pipe isn't straight up and down, it's cocked that way. So what I did is I went into the crawl, and I could see on the side of the pipe the edge where the glue was, and what it looks like is they had it straight up and down, but when they put the piece going that way, that piece was too short that comes out of their trap, and so they pushed it, and that's what made that cockeyed. Also, the plumbing under the house underneath section is all 2-inch. They reduced it to get to this. If anything, you don't want to reduce it. That's just the opposite. You want 2-inch. So they got the wrong diameter pipe. It's crooked. And when you come out of the trap, it runs uphill at a very steep angle. This thing would not drain fast at all. So when you stand in the shower, you shouldn't have a little puddle around your feet. So we're going with a much larger drain. That's the drain that I picked up for the homeowner with his approval. And that's the drain I'm going to use, and it's a much larger diameter than that little thing right there. So we'll get the plumbing straightened out after the fact. But I'm going to chisel this stuff out. As you can see, the distance right here is pretty short. It's like 2 inches. And by the time you get to that corner, it's 2.5 or almost 3. And it's really tall here too. And there's low spots back there. This thing is going to, so he has this shelf he built, and he put a drain hole back there, but it's cocked to the drain hole. All you had to do is tip it this way, 1/8. You don't need a lot of slope. 1/8 on that seat would have been fine. It would have looked like it was perfectly level, but there would have been a pitch that you wouldn't have noticed. So I'm going to chisel this stuff up and chisel that tile up and float out this wall and level these floors and change out the plumbing today. That's my goal for today. So I got a task ahead of me. I guess I'll worry about that later on down the road. And you can definitely see a line in the sheetrock here where the hardy backer and the sheetrock meet. After I hang the tile, I'll come through with a 8-inch taping knife and I'll float that and smooth that out so you don't see that edge anymore. It'll make it look a lot better. And we'll put new valves all the way around also. So, yipper, that's what I'm doing.